I once again welcome you to the English language class of 8th standard. Today we are going to continue with the topic verb. Today I am going to tell you something about one of the verb form, that is the non-finite verb. A non-finite verb does not change form according to tense or number and person of the subject. In other words, we can say that non-finite verbs are those verbs which are not bound or limited by number and person of the subject. They do not change their form according to the tense of the sentence also. To make my point clear, listen to these examples very carefully. I like to sing a song. We like to sing a song. She likes to sing a song. Moreover, fourth one, I liked to sing a song. We liked to sing a song and she liked to sing a song. In all the 6 examples, we noticed that the verb sing did not change in any case, that is, according to the number or person of the subject or tense of the sentence. So, we can say that non-finite verbs are those verbs which are not bound or limited by number and person of the subject, and they do not change their form according to the tense also. Now, there are 3 kinds of non-finite verbs. First one is the infinitive, second is the participle, and the third one is the gerund. Now, what do you mean by infinitive? It is a verb form which takes a preposition to before its main verb. So, what are infinitives? It is a non-finite verb that expresses action and it is generally preceded by the preposition to. Now, these infinitives, this form of non-finite verb, that is the infinitive, is further divided into 3 kinds. The first one is the to infinitive or present infinitive, which has the formula to plus V1 form of the verb. What is this to infinitive? It is the same thing, that it is a verb that expresses action and it is generally followed by the preposition to. An infinitive preceded by to is also called a full infinitive or to infinitive. Listen to these examples. I want to go to Delhi. They decided to buy apples. In the above cases, we can say that to go and to buy is the infinitive, that is the present or full infinitive form of the non-finite verb. Second type of non-finite verb is the perfect infinitive. Perfect infinitive is also used in the same way as present infinitive is used, without making any change to their meanings other than giving a past sense. To make this point clear, I would like to give this example. I like to watch the television. This is a simple for present infinitive sentence, and if we change this sentence into the perfect infinitive, which has the formula to have plus third form of the verb, it will be changing into I like to have watched the television. Before I move on to the third kind, that is the bare infinitive, I would like to tell you all that the present infinitive and the perfect infinitive is used with any of the finite verb forms of all the 12 tense structures. Means we all know that there are three kinds of tenses, and each kind of tense is further divided into four kinds. So there are total 12 tense structures. Coming to the third type of infinitive, that is the bare infinitive. Bare infinitive can be used with causative verbs, that is, finite verbs in any tense to indicate the cause of the happening of an action, or in other words, highlight upon the external force that caused or made the action to happen. Suppose I give you the example, teacher made us do the homework. Here, made is the causative verb which is making the action of doing the homework happen, and do is the bare infinitive. Now to tell you all, I would like to simply make it clear that bare means without. And in this form of infinitive, we can see that infinitive is used without to, without the preposition to. To make this more clear, just listen to these examples. I saw him cross the road, or second one, help him pay the fine. So here we can say that in these two examples, infinitive is used without to, and it consists of only the verb. Okay, so this was all about infinitives. Coming to the next type of non-finite verb, that is the gerund. What is a gerund, girls? Other words, one word for gerund is, it is also known as verbal noun. It is the verb form that behaves more as a noun than a verb. In other words, gerunds are non-finite verbs that gives a sense of noun or subject of a sentence. Its position in a sentence is before the finite verb. In other words, to explain this, I would like to tell you that gerund is a verbal noun word. It is used both as a verb and a noun, and it ends in ing. For example, drinking is a bad habit. Or second one, swimming is a good exercise. Now in these two examples, drinking and swimming, words are formed from the verb drink and swim, but are used as noun. And you can see that they are answering the question what or who. So those verbs which are used as a subject or they give a sense of noun in a sentence, they all come under the category of gerund. I hope you understood these two forms of non-finite verb. About the third form, that is the participles, we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you.